Welcome back, everybody. I'm Luna from the GH Spoilers YouTube channel, coming to you on a beautiful Thursday afternoon in New York. We must talk about the absolute madness hitting Port Charles on Monday, May 25. We've got Britt making wild choices, Willow acting like a mob boss, and Sunny prepping for a bloodbath. Let's jump right in. I cannot believe what I am watching right now. Seriously, am I the only one who feels like they need a blood pressure pill after reading these Monday spoilers? I have been watching General Hospital since the early 2000s, and I swear, this current storyline, with Jen Sidwell Ross Cullum, and the absolute destruction of every moral compass in Port Charles is giving me whiplash. And I kinda love it, but I also want to scream at my television. Let's just start with Britt Westbourne. Because my girl is going through I right now. I mean, we all know Britt has been planning to leave town. She's got the Huntington's diagnosis hanging over her head. She's terrified and she just wants to disappear. But now she is getting dragged into the messiest, most dangerous situation possible, all because of Rocco Falconeri. So, at General Hospital, Britt is literally begging Rocco to convince his parents to get him out of Port Charles today. Because Ross Cullum is closing in, and Britt knows exactly how lethal this WSB director really is. But Rocco is just a kid and he is panicking. He tells Britt that Dante completely balked at the idea of running. In fact, Dante got into a screaming match with Lulu over it. And because Dante is acting like a controlling maniac right now, Dante fancies actually having Lulu monitored. He is having the mother of his child watch so she can't take Rocco and flee. I mean, what is Dante thinking? He knows Cullum is dangerous. He knows Rocco pulled the trigger. Why is he trapping his own son in a war zone? And let's just take a moment to talk about why we are even in this mess. Jason, the absolute legend, the enforcer, the man who always fixes everything. Jason is currently rotting in a WSB black site in Jakarta because he falsely confessed to shooting Cullum. He threw his own freedom away to protect Rocco. And what is happening in his absence? Port Charles is falling apart. Danny is breaking into Windermere. Rocco is having a mental breakdown. And the WSB is running rampant. I have been saying this for months. The show desperately needs Steve Burton back on contract, and thank God he is returning in June. But right now, his absence is a gaping wound in the storyline. Rocco feels the weight of Jason's sacrifice every single second of the day. That guilt is eating him alive. He knows that a man is being tortured in Jakarta because of a trigger he pulled. That is way too much trauma for a teenager to handle, which is exactly why he is taking matters into his own hands. And this is where it gets absolutely wild. Because Rocco is a Spencer and a Falconeri, he isn't just going to sit around and wait to be murdered. He tells Britt that Lulu went to Ethan Lovett for help to get out of town. But Rocco doesn't want to wait for the adults to figure it out. He has a go bag. And a fake passport? Let that sink in. Rocco Falconeri found his fake passport and he is ready to bounce. It honestly reminds me of when young Michael Corinthos used to run away, or when Spencer Cassadine was plotting his own international flights. Rocco knows Britt is leaving, so he looks her dead in the eye and asks her to take him with her. At first, Britt is like, absolutely not. And I get it. She is a doctor. She is already a fugitive in her own mind. And kidnapping her ex-boyfriend's kid is not exactly on her bucket list. She rejects the idea. She tells him no. But wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Because the writers are about to throw a massive wrench into Britt's plans. Because who happens to stroll through the halls of General Hospital Ross freaking Cullum? I despise Ross Cullum. I really do. But I have to give props to the actor because he is terrifying. Cullum actually stops by to visit Jack Brennan. You know, the Jack Brennan who is currently locked in his own body. Because Nina accidentally stabbed him with Drew's paralytic. Yeah, that guy. Cullum visits Brennan and makes this chilling promise that he'll be taken care of. Which in WSB double agent speak probably means Cullum is going to put a pillow over his face the second he gets a chance. And can we just pause and reflect on the absolute absurdity of Jack Brennan's situation? This is a man who was running the WSB field office. A man who went toe-to-toe with Carly Spencer and Valentine Cassadine. A highly trained, lethal operative, and he is currently lying paralyzed on a rug. Because Nina Reeves panicked with a syringe. I mean, you literally cannot write comedy better than this. The fact that Brennan opened his eyes right before she pushed the plunger. That is pure nightmare fuel. He is locked in his own body, fully aware of his surroundings, completely at the mercy of the woman who used to run Crimson Magazine. It is humiliating for him, and honestly, a little bit iconic for Nina. But the fallout is going to be catastrophic. But here is the kicker. Britt is hiding, watching this interaction go down. And then she overhears Cullum on the phone. And what does he say? He orders his goons to find Rocco Falconeri and bring the boy to him immediately. all caps, immediately. My heart literally stopped reading this. Britt hears this, and you can just imagine the look on her face. She realizes that Dante's protection isn't going to work. Lulu's plan with Ethan is going to be too late. If Rocco stays in Port Charles, he is dead. So what does Britt do? She completely changes her mind. She realizes she has to take Rocco and run. And honestly, this is the best character development for Britt. Remember when she was the britch? Remember when she stole a baby? Now she is literally risking her life, sacrificing her own escape plan to save Dante and Lulu's kid. It's poetic, it's beautiful, and it is going to cause an absolute nuclear explosion when Dante finds out she took his son. I am so here for this dynamic. Okay, let's pivot, because we need to talk about the absolute circus happening over at Willow's house. I'm sorry, but Willow Tate Kane is becoming unrecognizable, and I am obsessed with it. So, Nina actually went ahead and gave Brennan his injection, even though the man opened his eyes. Can you imagine the sheer panic Nina Reeves, who usually cries when she breaks a nail, just straight up chemically paralyzed a federal agent while he was looking at her? She assures Willow that it's done. Brennan is down. But Nina is freaking out, and honestly she should be. But Willow doesn't even blink. Instead, she delivers some great news. And this is where my jaw hit the floor. Willow tells Nina that everything is set for Anna Devane. Wait, what? Yes, you heard me right. Willow successfully intervened on Anna's behalf, instead of Anna being transferred to a high-security state institution, which we all know would destroy her. Especially with her Caesar phase on trauma, Anna is being sent to a privately run facility. How on earth is Willow pulling these strings? Nina is standing there looking at her daughter like she grew a second head. Nina is genuinely concerned, and for once I agree with Nina. She warns Willow that she is drawing way too much attention with all these favors she keeps dishing out. You can't just make deals with Jen Sidwell, paralyze Drew, paralyze Brennan, and then casually arrange a private prison transfer for the former police commissioner. But Willow insists she is in a position to help and plans to keep doing it. Willow is drunk on power. She is officially a Corinthos, even if she goes by Kane right now. She is running this town from her living room. Meanwhile, let's talk about the mayor of this godforsaken town, Laura Collins. Laura finds out about Lulu's goal of running away with Rocco. Now normally, you'd think the mayor and the grandmother would say, "No, Lulu, trust the police." But Laura has been through the ringer. She knows the system is broken. Lulu might not give her all the bloody details about Rocco shooting Cullum, but she admits Rocco is in grave danger and she needs to leave fast. And Laura actually supports her. I couldn't believe it, but then I remembered Laura already sent Kevin Collins and baby Ace Cassidy away to keep them safe from this exact same threat. Laura knows Sidwell and Cullum are untouchable through legal means, so she tells Lulu to go. She supports her leaving with Ethan. It is such a classic Luke and Laura callback when the law fails. The Spencers go on the run. It gave me chills. And let's give a quick shout out to Ethan Lovett being the absolute MVP of the Spencer family right now. Lulu going to Ethan for fake passports is the most nostalgic, perfect writing we've had in weeks. Ethan has always been that grifter, that con man with a heart of gold. He knows the underworld. He knows how to make people disappear. And the fact that he is willing to risk the wrath of the PCPD, the WSB, and Dante Falconeri to help his sister flee the country. That is family loyalty. It makes me miss Luke Spencer so much. You just know Luke would be so proud of Ethan right now, orchestrating an international escape plan. But it also highlights how desperate Lulu is. She is a mother pushed to the absolute brink. But here is the tragic irony. Lulu is getting her mom's blessing. She is getting Ethan's fake passports. She is ready to grab her son and flee into the night. But when she gets home, Rocco's go bag is going to be missing. His fake passport is going to be gone. Because Rocco didn't wait. He left with Britt. I can already hear Lulu's agonizing scream when she realizes her son has vanished. The drama is going to be top-tier soap opera gold. I am stocking up on tissues right now. But I really need to vent about Dante Falconeri for a second. Dante the Golden Boy. The cop who has spent his entire adult life lecturing Sonny, lecturing Michael, acting like he is morally superior because he wears a badge. And now, the second his own blood is on the line, the second his son commits a crime, Dante is ready to throw the entire penal code out the window and commit premeditated murder. The hypocrisy is staggering. Do I blame him as a father? No. But as a character, it is wild to watch him justify this. He's sitting there with Cassius, a man who literally held Jocelyn Jacks hostage plotting a hit. Dante has officially embraced his inner Corinthos. He is no longer an officer of the law, he's a mob boss in training. They determined that the best way to bury a secret is to bury the person who knows it. Yes, Dante is officially plotting a murder. He is ready to kill Ross Cullum to protect Rocco. And honestly, I think this is the most interesting Dante has been in a decade. The pristine cop facade is gone. He is dirty now, and he knows it. Speaking of Sonny, he is having his own mafia mastermind meeting with his brother Rick Lansing. I love seeing Rick and Sonny actually working together instead of trying to destroy each other. Rick is sitting in Sonny's office, and he tells him straight up it is time to eliminate Jen Sidwell. And watching Rick Lansing calmly advise his brother to authorize a lethal hit is giving me major early 2000s nostalgia. Rick has always been the snake in the grass, but when he aligns with Sonny against a common enemy, they are an unstoppable force. Rick understands the legal loopholes, but he also understands that guys like Jen Sidwell don't operate within the law. Sidwell is a monster, but Sonny is hesitating. Why? Because of the blackmail material. Sonny is worried about how Laura would be affected if they make a move and the blackmail drops. It's actually kind of sweet that Sonny is protecting Laura, but this is no time for sentimentality. Sonny's hesitation isn't weakness, it's strategy. He is playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. He knows that if he misses, Sidwell will unleash that blackmail material and destroy Laura's life. And Sonny respects Laura too much to let her be collateral damage. But don't worry, Sonny fans. The hesitation doesn't last long. The spoilers explicitly say that Sonny definitely wants to make sure both Sidwell and Cullum lose their lives when the moment is right. He is just biding his time. He wants a clean hit. A double homicide that wipes the board clean. And honestly, I am ready for it. Bring on the mob war. Bring on the Spencer family on the run. Bring on Britt Westbourne saving the day. Monday's episode is going to change General Hospital forever, and I am going to be glued to my screen. Let me know in the comments if you think Britt and Rocco will make it out of town, or if Cullum will catch them first.